Hello guys, as you can see, we finished our lace down shirts, and today I'm going to be just working a continuation of it to make it a romper. So first of all, you will have to count your stitches, all the stitches you have on your waistline, and get the total. Now I am assuming this is the front and this is the middle of the front, so you count from here all the way around and get the total of stitches that you have. Then divide, okay, literally don't divide, but just count one, because I want a space like this one, but 7 stitches from the front. So we count 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'll just mark the 5th stitch, and then so from here I'll count 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, but I'm going to make it 8 to have my stitches even and uniform. So I'll count also 4 to this side, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and then mark the 5th. So basically, it's in the 5th stitch on this side and this side that I'm going to start and end my first row all the way around. Okay, so you will get your yarn. If you didn't watch my first tutorial for my shirts, you'll need to go back, make a recap and see what we made and where we ended, and then you can get back to this. So I'll insert my hook into the marked stitch and attach my yarn, then chain 2 and work a half double crochet into the very first stitch, yarn over, work a half double crochet in the next stitch, yarn over, do the same, work 1 half double crochet into every stitch all the way around until you get back to this this marked stitch right here. This is where you have to end your row. So you will just go all the way around with 1 half double crochet, so once you're at the end of your row, you're going to chain 2, turn your work 1 half double crochet into the very first stitch, and continue working 1 half double crochet into every stitch all the way around until you get to the end of the other side. All right, so just work 1 half double crochet into every stitch, just like you did for the previous row, all the way around, and you are going to do this. As you can see, I've worked it for a total of 7 rows, so I expect you to go all the way around for a total of 7 rows. Okay, so just work 1 half double crochet into every stitch all the way around for 7 rows, including the first one. So in total you must have 7 rows from your waistline, and I'm going to meet you right there and show you what to do next. Okay, and now once you have your 7 rows complete, this is what we are going to do. You are going to count your stitches all the way around. Actually, you don't need to count because you already know the number of stitches you had when you were working the waistline. So for me, I had 80 stitches, like I have been telling you guys from the start. So I believe this is the center of my project. And from here, I am going to count 20 to the left, okay? So I'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 19, 18, 19, 20. And I'm going to mark the 20th stitch because I'm just trying to get the middle on both sides and get to understand where I have to make an increase for my bust. Okay, So I'll count 20 also. 1 2 3 4 19 20, and I'm going to mark that stitch as well. If we want to increase to the sides, on the sides as we approach our bust, because now this is more like the under bust that we are going to work, so this is where we are going to work our increases, and this is what you will do. You're going to chain 2 and turn your work 1 half double crochet into the very first stitch, and you will work 1 half double crochet into every stitch until you get to the marked stitch. This is the marked stitch, and now into the marked stitch we are going to work 2 half double crochets in the very same stitch. Okay, and now you can take out your stitch marker. Then continue working 1 half double crochet into every stitch until you get to the marked stitch on the other side. And now we are going to do exactly what we have done in the previous stitch that we had marked. We shall work 2 half double crochets in the very same stitch, and then now work 1 half double crochet into every stitch until I get to the end of my row. There you go. All right, so now we shall chain 2 and turn our work. Now here we are going to work 1 half double crochet into every stitch until we get to the increase that we just worked in the marked stitches of the previous row. So be very keen to find exactly where we worked an increase on the previous row so it doesn't pass you by. And now, as you can see, I am approaching right there. So into this increase we are going to work 2 half double crochets in the very same stitch. Okay, so we have worked our second row of increase, and here we shall work 1 half double crochet into every stitch until I get to the other increase on the other side, and I'll do exactly what I have done here. All right, and we are going to work this again for 1 more row. All right, so you're just going to finish off this row, work an increase right here, work an increase right here, and finish off the row. Chain 2, turn your work, do exactly what you have done, work an increase into these stitches that you marked. Okay, so I'm going to meet you after your third row of increase. That's why I'm going to meet you and then show you what to do next. So I have my 3 rows complete, and in total I have 10 rows from the waist. Okay, now to work your next rows we are now going to be decreasing. So from right here, I believe from here up to the increase on this side is 40. Okay, at the back there should be 40 stitches. If you have 80 stitches like I did for my shorts, if you have more, maybe like 100, so the back should be like 50 stitches. Okay, that's like the total number of stitches divided by 2. Okay, and the fact that we worked an increase, I believe we have like 1 2 3, we have like 46. Okay, or 56, or whichever number that you had started your rows with. And now from here, your point of increase, you are going to count 1 2 3 15 stitches right there. Okay, even this side you'll count when you get to work this side as well. So from here I'm going to start working towards now the top of my top. So I'll chain 2, turn my work, work 1 half double crochet into every stitch all the way around until sorry, not all the way around, but until I get to having like 2-3 stitches left before I can get to the marked stitch. Even when you get to this point where we were working an increase, please don't work any more increases at this point unless you want your work to be super wide. So I have 1, 2, 3 stitches. Oh, 3 stitches to the marked stitch, and I'm also going to work into the marked stitch. So I'm going to work a half double crochet into this stitch, and then I have 1, 2, 3 stitches including the marked stitch. So I'll take out my stitch marker, and now I'm going to work 3 half double crochets together. That is more like to work my decrease right there. Okay, now chain 2, turn your work. I'm going to skip the very first stitch, and into the second and the third I'm going to work 2 half double crochets together. Okay, and now I'm going to work 1 half double crochet into every stitch until I get to the end of my row. Right there. So chain 2, turn your work. Okay, work 1 half double crochet into every stitch until you have 3 stitches left to end your row. So as you can see, we have 3 stitches left. That's 1, 2, 3. Okay, so we are going to work 3 half double crochets together to mark the end of our row. Okay, chain 2, turn your work. Skip this very first stitch, and into the second and the third you work 2 half double crochets together, and then work 1 half double crochet into every stitch until you get to the end of your row. So you are going to repeat this until you have very few stitches left. Okay, so just work it until you can really tell that I have very few stitches left, and they can like cover at least side and side of my neck bones. Okay, so let me meet you there. Just work 1 half double crochet into every stitch until the end of the row. Chain 2, turn your work, 1 half double crochet until you have 3 stitches left. Work 3 half double crochets together at the end of the row. Chain 2, turn your work, skip the first stitch and work 2 half double crochets together, then continue exactly what we have been doing. So let me meet you there and show you what to do next. So I've finished working every side of mine, and as you can see from here, I've worked 11 rows up to where I am. I have a total of 11 from right here where I started working the decrease from the back, and this is how my project looks like. Okay, I don't know how yours looks like, but I hope it looks like this. So from here, this is what you do. You chain 1 and start working single crochets along the edge right here. But remember, we have to be fixing our spaces for the lace. So here I'll chain 2 and into the next half double crochet row or half double crochet post right there, I'll work a single crochet and continue working single crochets. Literally, you should just measure what gaps you want for your lace. Here I'll chain 2 and then work a gap. So let me see, 1 2 3 4. So for every 4 half double crochet posts, I'm going to work a chain. I will not really give you what number of stitches to work for every half double crochet post, but please just make sure wherever you're putting your single crochets, it's not going to make your work look like you have placed so many single crochets in the very same spaces or something like that. Okay, so from here you chain 2 and continue working 1 single crochet where you see a half double crochet post, or if you feel like you have very few stitches, you can just adjust to the number of stitches that would make your work look perfect. Again, I'll work chain 2 and continue working the single crochets, as this is just more like our edge and just making our edges clean. So from here, 1 2 3 4, and as you can see, I have arrived at the very last stitch. So I'll just chain 2 and then now work onto the stitches, the 8 stitches that we skipped right here on the waistline of our shirts. So I'll work 1 single crochet into the 3 stitches, and then here I'll chain 2 and then work, I think I'll work 1 more single crochet because now this is the center of my project, and I'll chain 2 and then work a single crochet into the next stitches, and finally work into that stitch and then chain 2 and now start working all the way up. Now, so here we are going to go back to our single crochets. Yes, so here we chain 2 and then work your single crochets again. Again, chain 2, work your single crochets, chain 2, single crochet, chain 2, single crochets as we approach the upper part of our project. So here I'll chain 2 lastly and then work into this stitch. So just make sure you have the very same number of lace gaps. So I have 1 2 3 4 5, and I'll count 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, if you can't be accurate, please use a stitch marker. From here you'll cut your yarn. Now the next thing is I'm going to get my hook and insert it into the very first stitch on this side. Oh yeah, right here. So as you can see, I am going to be working into the front loop. Okay, right there. See that? Now I'm going to get my yarn and chain 2, work a half double crochet into this very first stitch, and again into the front loop right there, work a half double crochet into the front loop, work a half double crochet, and just go on until you come to the end of your row. Here I'll just work into the stitch. Okay, this is more like just to give me that bend, because I'm trying to make this a pull neck or something, turtleneck. Yes, so you see the bend that we have created. And now here I'm going to chain 8 because we skipped 8 stitches down here when we were working this. So I'm going to just chain 8. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. And now get over to this side and I'll work into this very first stitch right there. And now I'll start working into the front loop. Okay, into the front loop, work a half double crochet into the front loop, you work a half double crochet. I just want these to all go within. Underneath, work a half double crochet again into the front loop. Yeah, and into the very last front loop stitch, you have that. So this is what we have. Okay, now here I'm going to just chain 2, turn my work, and just work normal half double crochets into every stitch until I get to the end of my row. So let me just work this one row, and I'm going to let you work the rest of the stitches on your own. Yes, so work one half double crochet into every stitch, chain 2, turn your work, work one half double crochet into every stitch, okay, this is what we have. And I'll just work one more row, just chain 2, turn your work, work one half double crochet into every stitch. Now from here we shall chain 1, and now just work along the edges all the way around. Okay, so just work 1 single crochet into every double crochet post. But once you're here, you are going to just work a few chains just for your strap to hold, to tie up at the end, sorry, at the back of your neck. So insert your hook into the closest stitch and work 1 single crochet, 1 single crochet. Now once we are here, we are going to be working 2 single crochets into every half double crochet post. So the first one right here, we work 1 single crochet, and into the post itself, the middle of the post, we work a single crochet with a picot on top, like that. Work a single crochet into the next half double crochet stitch, or the joint of the half double crochet stitch, and now into the next stitch you work a single crochet with a picot. Please make sure you're working this row on the inside. What I mean by the inside is this. Okay, you see this is my back, the back of my shirts, and you see I am working from the inside, because I've always explained that whenever you work from the inside, that's when the picots actually look more prettier than when they are worked on the outside. So from here we work a single crochet, and into the half double crochet post we work a single crochet with a picot on top, single crochet into the next stitch, and into the half double crochet post or the chain 2 we work a single crochet with a picot. Okay, one single crochet, and into the half double crochet post you work a single crochet with a picot. So you are going to go on with this all the way around, and get back here with it. Okay, so this is more like to just work our edge, and I'm going to meet you once you have all that complete. So this is how my whole project looks like, front and back. Okay, this is the front. So I'll just get my hook and chain two, make a knot and just work a couple of chains just to get my lace. Yes, so I have my lace. So now it's time for the magic. You get your yarn, and let's start from down here, because since I already have a drawstring right here, I don't want the two laces to now overlap each other. So I'll just get down here and go through the chain gaps that we created. Now this is mine. That's how my romper is going to look like. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to thank you for watching. It really took me long to have this romper come in, and I hope you like this video. Please share your projects whenever you are done with my tutorials and you have projects that you have worked or recreated for my tutorials. You can always share them on my Instagram at Nita Crochets, or Facebook Nita Crochets Still, on Twitter Crochet Duchess, and on Snapchat Chic Crochet. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.